Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So my next video now is on Hong Kong. Good old Hong Kong. So just to give you a little bit of backstory on Hong Kong, it was under British. It was actually under British colonial rule for I think 99 years, if I remember correctly. And then in 1997, it was transferred to China. Once the lease ended, or once the colonial lease ended, and it became under Chinese ownership ever since. Now, Hong Kong famously lives under the one country, two systems philosophy or style of government, meaning that when it comes to local affairs, like anything just within Hong Kong is allowed to administer their own set of laws, just for Hong Kong only. Then when it comes to like international like affairs, like worldwide, then it's kind of expected that China kind of takes over that aspect. So yeah, when it comes to local affair, local issues, and Hong Kong's given autonomy to handle that, the local government. But when it comes to like international, like the UN type thing, then China takes over in that sense. So Hong Kong, what can I say about Hong Kong? So to me, Hong Kong reminded me of San Francisco. So like in terms of the weather. So if you live in San Francisco, you've been to San Francisco, and you love the weather and the ambience of it, Hong Kong will definitely remind you of San Francisco because it also has like the tall buildings, like how everything's so congested. It has the bridges, so it really made me think of San Francisco when I was in Hong Kong. And also the food's amazing. I mean, delicious. They even they have like foods from all around the world. I mean, we saw an Ichiran there, which is from Japan. We saw we saw hot pot. We saw like a lot of Korean type food, foods from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from Singapore. So there's a lot of variety of food there. So Hong Kong is very very culturally based in that sense. Um, so things to do in Hong Kong that we went to see the Buddha, which is what usually know all tourists do when they go to Hong Kong. They go see the big Buddha. You take a cable car, which is about like it's like a 25-minute cable car, and you get to the base of the Buddha, and then you walk like this village that has like like shops and stuff, and then you walk up like a set of steps, and then you get to the Buddha itself. So that's pretty cool. Also, one thing that people like to do when they go, if you're into Disney, is you go to Hong Kong Disneyland. Um, Hong Kong Disneyland was pretty cool. I will say it's actually kind of small. So it's actually, I think if I remember correctly, the smallest of the Disney parks. You could generally do all the rides if you strategize. Like if you don't want to pay for the premier passes, you can actually do all the rides in one day. You can do all the rides if you get there from opening to stay till close. You can actually do all the rides. I mean like even like the kiddie rides. Like you can do all the rides in one day. So that's a challenge for it could be a good challenge for some people that want to do that. You can do all the rides in one day. So anyway, um, so yeah, so the Hong Kong Disney, I think it's a go-to. Oh, sorry about that. Um, it's recommended. So if you're into Disney, I definitely recommend Hong Kong Disney. Um, then other than that, you go to obviously to Castaway Cay to see the harbor. See the city at night. It's amazing. They have the Bruce Lee statue. Which is pretty cool to see. I took some photos and videos, so maybe I'll post that. Sometime soon. And yeah, and then the metro system is very very efficient. Also, they have like the double decker buses, which remind you of you being in London. For those of you that have been to London, they have that too. And then again, since it was a British colony, they also drive on the left, which is kind of cool. It's kind of funny. Um, and then and again, yeah, since it was British colony, everything all there's also a lot of English. So there's a lot of people that speak English in Hong Kong, and they also kept some of the British customs in Hong Kong. So it was cool to see like that. That even though they've been under Chinese rule technically since 1997, they have still kept that sort of etiquette that the British have, and it's been almost like what 30 years. So that was pretty cool to see. And let's see. Other than that, I mean, there's also a lot of stores you can visit, and a lot of good shops to go to. It's a Hong Kong. I definitely recommend Hong Kong for a couple days. Hong Kong's definitely a place where you can go for at least a week. Um, And if you want to, like, let's say visit somewhere else, you can even go to Shenzhen, which is literally the closest city to Hong Kong. You just take the high speed trail and you can get there in like 30 minutes. You can get to Shenzhen. And the good thing is that with China, as long as your trip is under 10 days and you have an outward trip out, you can go to Shenzhen for even a few days and then come back to Hong Kong. But again, I feel like you can spend a good, I want to say a good maybe 4 or 5 days in Hong Kong. That'd be about that to me. That's a pretty good amount of time to be there and to enjoy the scenery and everything. So, yeah. Um, Other than that, if I think of anything else, I'll discuss in my China video. But yeah, Hong Kong's actually a very interesting place, so I enjoyed it very much. So, yeah. Other than that, that's all I have, and I will see you guys in the China video, the big one. Thank you. Bye bye.